Efficiency was the lifeblood of the new Japanese economy, and factory manager Hiroshi Tanaka ensured every bolt and screw met the highest standards.
The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow strip of water separating the Arabian Peninsula from Iran and a vital route for global energy supplies.
The cost of shipping has skyrocketed this quarter, placing an immense burden on drivers like him.
The heat was relentless, but the empty pumps were the real burden. Another station, another dry run on the road to Mumbai.
While the city starves just beyond the haze, tons of fresh produce are left to rot under the unforgiving sun. The thing that keeps me up.
Across history, 4 times the global order has been reshaped, but the 5th disruption.
Observe how the leading indicator, highlighted here in gold, anticipates the movement of oil prices, demonstrating a clear predictive pattern. This is not financial advice. We now turn our attention to the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global choke point. The vast oil reserves of the Middle East are crucial for fueling the growing economies of Asia. As demand from East Asia grows, these narrow straits become critical choke points, while some oil is moved through bypass.
The world ran on oil. And deep below the sand, the reserves wait.
Despite 8 years of persistent attacks in the critical strait, the global oil market remained remarkably stable, as shown by this flat price trajectory.
The move away from fossil fuels changes the risk landscape entirely. That's where the insurance
Lloyd's of London dictates the terms, a staggering 7.5% increase across the board.
Behold the hidden switch of insurance. Once engaged, global trade ceases.
This was the moment the flow of energy truly froze, impacting every corner of the globe.
We build monuments to the fallen, but the sea does not forget.
The USS Stark was hit, a devastating blow, but the tragedy at sea was soon followed by an even greater loss in the skies above.
The radar indicated a threat, a tragic misidentification that sealed their fate.
Driven by economic turmoil and military ambition, the Iraqi army moved swiftly. On August 2, 1990, the invasion of Kuwait began. While the headlines flash red, the real data on maritime routes shows remarkable stability. Don't let the noise distract you from the numbers.
Scene 32. Subscribe, and the threats that did not land. They say that water is thicker than oil, but where the maps dictate the flow of energy, the desert yields to the pipeline's relentless advance.
The year is 2019. High above the Abqaiq oil refinery, the future of warfare is
Operations dropped to 15%. However, our rapid response team initiated immediate repairs, ensuring a swift and complete.
Prices experienced a sudden, temporary spike, but quickly fell back to the established baseline as the repaired infrastructure came online.
The surge has fundamentally altered the parameters. We are now normalized to 5.2.
The 26. Overnight, the long-threatened strikes against Iran began.
The Strait of Hormuz is sealed. A glowing barrier slams shut, then morphs into a
With over 700 tankers now queued outside the Strait of Hormuz, the situation is critical. Citing the In a dramatic turn, oil prices have shattered the $100 barrier, skyrocketing towards
Paper contracts multiply in the digital realm, yet the physical reserves are scarce. Once full,
A staggering 15 million barrel shortfall looms. The current supply of 4.5 million is...
For decades it lay dormant. The insurance kill switch, linking the wars of the past to...
insurance premiums have officially hit the 5% mark, translating to an astonishing $5 million increase for this tanker.
Midnight. At this precise moment, the critical war risk coverage held by the P&I clubs is officially voided.
As of tonight, the strait is closed. No insurance means no oil will pass. As the fuel crisis worsens, the nation's commute grinds to a halt.
They called it restructuring. We called it the calm before the storm. Look at the data. The crisis points are converging faster than we predicted.
As P&I coverage is voided.
By his cast. Lies.
The history of disruption spans decades. The fires of 1990 led to the conflicts of... It was 2026 when the choke point finally broke. They knew the cost, yet they did nothing.
The cycle continued. Boom and bust, hope and fear, all reflected in the relentless climb of the red line.
He finally understood. The pumps were dry, the highway dead.
We measure risk not just by the severity of the crisis, but by its lasting duration. Finding the balance is key.
Pricing before anyone else. We are proud to announce that the new premium, locked in at 5%, is now active on all Lloyd's policies.
Look around you. This is the architecture of control. And you...
Check your exposure.